Okay, guys, let's go over the heart and the blood. But first, let's go over the parts of the heart. This is human heart, look like this. And then what happens, there are four things I would like you to know. Four chambers, four valves, and four blood vessels. Okay, four, I guess. Did I say it 3 times, 4 times? Anyhow, four. Four valves, four blood vessels, four chambers of heart I would like you to know. And that's it. I don't want you to know anything extra, and that's all you have to know. So your heart is pretty much the same size as your fist. Okay, so if my heart is probably that size. Maybe this is as big as a cow's heart, or I don't know, something else animal. But anyhow, some other animal. So the four chambers of the heart is a right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle, right here. So right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. So this pointy portion, if in doing exam you see something like that pointed here, that would be your left ventricle. Okay, so the four blood vessels that you should know, these two, superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, these two I consider them as one for now. So this is superior vena cava, brings the blood from upper portion of your body above the heart, and then anything below the heart, the blood is dumped into the here, and blood comes here. And of course your skeletal muscle are responsible for this. Your veins of your body embedded within the skeletal muscles, so that we do not have a pump to bring the blood into the heart. We have a pumps the blood into the lungs and to the rest of the body. I had a student a long time ago, he was surprised that we do not have a pump to bring the blood into the heart. We do not. Okay, so the four blood vessels, superior, inferior vena cava, then aorta, it goes to the rest of the body when the heart contracts, and that would be your pulmonary artery. This pulmonary trunk goes to the left and right lungs, right here, pulmonary artery. And then these two right here, pulmonary vein, which are the only, these two are the only oxygenated vein in the body, brings the blood into the heart. Artery always takes the blood away from heart. Easy to memorize. Artery, away. Vein brings blood into the heart. Okay, in this case, these are exceptions. They are the only veins in the body that are oxygenated. And these are the only vein in the body that, the only artery, I'm sorry. These are the only artery in the body that they are deoxygenated. Anyhow, okay, so you saw the four blood vessels. One more time, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, I consider it as one. Okay, 2, aorta, 3, pulmonary arteries, 4, pulmonary veins. Okay, now if I do a heart surgery, open heart surgery, when they talk about open heart surgery, right here we just did it. I just moved a portion of heart. This is the septum of the heart. It separates left from right. Okay, the heart sits in your body, so this is the right side of your body, this is the left side of your body. Anyhow, between the atrium, right here, between right atrium and right ventricle, there is a valve, right? That valve, the white stuff, that valve is called right atrioventricular valve. Right atrioventricular valve. Same the valve between the left atrium and left ventricle. This is left ventricle. That valve right here is called left atrioventricular valve. That's so far 2 valves. Right atrioventricular valve, left atrioventricular valve. Easy to memorize. Okay, then right here, that valve, when the right side of the heart pumps, the blood squeezes through here. And there is a valve, so the blood does not come back to the heart. That valve is called pulmonary semilunar valve. Pulmonary semilunar valve. And then this one, when the left ventricle squeeze, contracts, every textbook says contract, I say squeeze. Okay, so that is your aortic semilunar valve. So the blood does not come back to heart. That's a valve. It's called aortic semilunar valve. 4 valve I mentioned. Right atrioventricular valve, left atrioventricular valve, pulmonary semilunar valve, aortic semilunar valve. Okay, so you should have those pictures as well. Then the blood. So if this is the red blood cells right here, then we have 3 blood vessels. The artist and the biologist did not. Sorry for all the noise. As I said, we do not make explosions in biology, but at least we can make noise. Okay, so right here, here's a red blood cells, biconcave. You studied that right here, and then look like a donut. And there are 3 white blood cells that they do have granules inside of them. Granules. So these are granules inside of, I'm going to put that red blood cells inside of the red blood cells, inside of the white blood cells. Inside of white blood cells, there are granules. These granules are distinguish what they are, and the white blood, these 3 granulocytes, they call them granulocytes because they have granules. They are 2.5 times of red blood cells, about 2.5 times. Okay, this one does not. It has granules, but it does not pick up acid or base. And the most abundant white blood cell in the body, this is it. That would be neutrophil. Phil, it means love, like. Neutral, it means neutral. They do not pick up the granules, do not pick up acid or base. Most abundant white blood cells in the body. The least abundant white blood cells in the body is basophil. Okay, they pick up base. When they stain them, they pick up base. Okay, so they call it basophil. And then there are some, that's the least abundant, and there are some that they pick up acid. The granules are orange, reddish color, the granules. So these are acidophil. So these are the 3 granulocytes that I mentioned. Then we have 2 that are agranulocytes right here. These 2, again, the artist and the biologist did not communicate very well. So they are showing you these granules, but really they do not have any granules, or maybe they meant something else. Of course, there are particles inside of the cell. But lymphocyte, if you would, it does cover most of the cell. Okay, and lymphocyte, again, the biologist and the artist could not communicate. It should be same size as red blood cell, almost same size. And then monocyte, it is 3 times of red blood cells. They are huge. Monocyte 3 times of red blood cells, and the nucleus is C-shaped. Okay, nucleus is C-shaped. On these models, of course, on the granulocytes, you should not go by the shape of the nucleus. You should go by the granules. Okay, these guys you can go by the nucleus. The lymphocytes, which is a granulocyte, the nucleus fills up most of the cell. Monocyte, which is another agranulocytes, the nucleus is C-shaped. Okay, so those are heart and the blood vessels that I